The elemental Fireheart.
Excellent. So, for those of you who are unaware, Changeling is a story of beautiful madness. It is a world wherein the Fae are quite real, also frequently quite mad. And on occasion, from time to time, they kidnap mortals and take them through the strange and soul-rending area called the Hedge, a barrier between the lands of Fairy, also known as Arcadia, and the real, the material world, where most of us live our daily lives. And all of these individuals that you see seated before you are changelings, humans who have been dragged out of their homes, away from their cities, and taken to Arcadia, some for short periods of time, some for longer, and time travels differently in the realms of the Fae. So if and when they return to the real, they may not find it the same as they remember when they left. But we start with Gale. It is yet another day of interminable rehearsal, walking ceremoniously through yet another verdant garden maze where the thorns tear at your feet with every misstep that you make. You walk and you walk, the altar ahead of you, slightly out of reach and changing sometimes as you turn and twist through the various passages that the ceremonial walk takes you on. The songs of the wedding march, sometimes accompanied by strings, sometimes by insects, sometimes by stranger, more awkward melody. And it rises and falls as you are once again put through your paces by your keeper. And then momentarily, the bird's melodic calls suddenly turn into cries of alarm as the garden freezes. You glance down, expecting yet another recrimination or physical punishment due to whatever has happened recently, but the turf suddenly splits beneath your feet and you tumble down, 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 vines springing out from the soil to lash out and restrain you. I need you to roll me dexterity and athletics, standard difficulty of 8.
Okay. Sorry. Great start, guys.
It's okay. That's what these first bits are for, so we can get used to rolling dice and things.
5 dice, and then this isn't expressive, so I'm assuming I don't get my 9 again.
Nope.
The other thing is if I'm restrained, not one success.
One success. All right. You manage to twist away, suddenly feeling as if you're out of control for the first time in what feels like years, maybe even decades. You have no idea how long it's been, and you tumble into this crevasse. Phage, you have spent yet another day in the kitchens where the boils and swelters. Fires are fed to bursting as cauldrons foam and spits pop and sizzle. And always the eyes of the other changelings who populate this area, watching carefully, cautious lest a single morsel be spilled or stolen. The staff that serves this area, altered and physically modified to some nearly unrecognizable degrees. They chop and stir and ladle and glaze with frantic compulsion like you'd see in an anthill almost, never asking where the food is going nor for whom it is intended. And somewhere a glass shatters. And a wizened plongeur hastens to clean it up, but with a tremor, the wall next to you gives way. A torrent of dirt and debris collapses, allowing thin shafts of sunlight into the kitchens, and you see a tumbling figure, clad in white, falling toward you. Your hands are free. Whatever bonds or chains have held you before have fallen loose, and there's a gaping hole in the structure next to you.
Someone's falling at me.
And someone is falling at you.
On instinct, I try and catch them.
Give me a stamina and athletics roll then. Standard difficulty is 8.
If this is taking someone's falling weight, would endurance apply?
Yes. Yes, it would.
That's an extra die?
Extra die if you've got an endurance specialty. Yep.
Yes. So 5 successes.
All right. So with a lunge, you leap out and grab hold of this falling figure recumbent in your arms and suddenly realize you have no purchase. And if you're going to hold on to this person, you don't have anything to arrest your fall with. And you too tumble down, down, down into darkness. Meanwhile, Liz, your single solitary eye is still pointed at the skies, as it has for years, reflecting the stars above, looking for patterns and omens, watching the paths of the astral bodies trace in whatever serves as their orbit in whatever strange dimension you found yourself in. You watch, heedless of time, although you're aware of its passage, you have no idea how much or how long. And then in a moment, the stars suddenly shift, tracking off into odd patterns, portending tragedy and loss and opportunity. And then with a crack, your observatory slants, and your mirror feet skid across a marble floor to teeter precariously on the edge before collapsing off into a jagged, rocky crevasse. Need you to roll me a stamina and athletics, standard difficulty of 8.
Okay, so -1 because I'm unskilled in athletics and stamina. So I have a 2 there, so 1.
1 success?
No, one die. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. 1 die.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. 1.
Welcome to being mortal.
Oh, why is it asking me for that? 8? Sure. I think I did that right. Yeah. 0 successes.
All right. So you tumble and you feel yourself impact, and there's a crack in your physiology somewhere. You can't quite tell where or what, but something broke.
Ow.
Nero. You have been soaring through the firmament, ensconced in flame, unable to alter your flight path, making cycle after cycle after cycle. Occasionally, you'll catch a glimpse of something beneath you, but it passes too quickly for you to recognize any sort of feature or identifying marks. And you are in the void. Time passes. Seasons, maybe years, maybe centuries pass by. And then suddenly a tremor shakes your sky space, and this searing fracture splits the depths of the void. You see a fragment of star-streaked glass about the size of a parking lot whiz past your head, and you can feel the pull of gravity drawing you towards this murky gap in the heavens. Your very nature tries to fight it for a moment. And then something akin to choice and consciousness reasserts itself. And you find yourself balanced on the edge of a knife between an orbit and the pull of gravity. And there's a choice for you.
I fall.
And you fall, and you fall. Neo. The Weavers are once again performing, chords and melody intertwining to reinforce this cavernous Gothic atmosphere as your keeper prepares to dance with their selected partner this evening. The population of the hall keeps perfect time as the music sweeps and dives in a symphonic balance until your conductor, your leader, who waits for the perfect moment. And under his direction, with just a flick of his wrist, harmony fractures into shards. The jolt flings the dancing hall into complete disarray and chaos, and the whole of you flee in a frantic terror, desperate to make a bid for the freedom you've been denied for so long. The revel around you quickly devolves into a bloodbath as predator assaults prey, and you see several of your companions torn limb from limb. As you dash along the wall, grasping the one you know as Butterfly by the hand, something collides with you, and you crash through a tall glass pane and out a window, tumbling wildly into the open air. Lark. Once again this evening, you are shackled to a perch. Your voice forcibly conducted into song as part of the magics spun about you by this gentry keeper who's kidnapped you so many years ago. The dancers promenade and glide gracefully below, their steps delicate and precise. You see fox heads, wolf ears, wildcat fangs, badger claws, all the various alteration that befits your keeper's whims, and the ballroom glitzes and flashes under these hewn quartz lighting fixtures. Your throat vibrates, note after note spilling forth as this interminable waltz continues, and then suddenly the music breaks like ice under a Chinook wind, and your magic bonds suddenly quiver and shatter, sending you tumbling from your perch. Give me a dexterity and athletics, standard difficulty of 8. And your specialty of gliding, I believe, would apply here, so you get an extra die there.
Okay.
So the formula that I sent you in Slack, just put that into the chat and roll 20, hit enter, and it'll ask you how many dice you want.
Okay, so hit.
And then look at your character sheet, see how many dice you have for the roll he suggested, and +1 for your specialty.
Didn't do anything. It's not asking me.
It'll be in the actual, in the proper Roll20 window. Will be a pop-up thing.
Hold on. Oh, see it. Sorry.
Behind your character sheet, if that was there.
Yeah.
I apologize. Where's my character sheet?
Remember that tab you went to yesterday to make your character?
Third one over says journal.
Yes.
And it should be listed under...
Okay, I've got it.
Second one over,
Sweet.
actually. But
Oh, second one? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm sorry. What check am I rolling?
Dexterity and athletics. +1 for your gliding specialty. I think you have, right?
Yes.
Okay.
although that gliding specialty is for stealth.
Oh, that gliding specialty is for stealth. Never mind. Sorry. Yes, so just dexterity and athletics then. If you don't have any dots in athletics, then you just do a -1 since it's untrained.
Okay.
0 successes.
All right. As you stretch your wings, trying to arrest your flight, you see your keeper bare her clawed fingers, reaching into the air, viciously attempting to reassert control over her frenzied slaves. And as you glide to the floor, a gale-force blast of summoned wind slams into you, smashing you into a knot of several individuals who crash through this window before everything goes dark. Time passes. And then all of you feel scraped bodies, pounding headaches, and sharp metallic odors assault your nose. Dull orange light lines the jagged edges of a subterranean passageway, and you find yourself regaining consciousness and struggling to your feet. There's a number of other people nearby, none of whom you really recognize all that much. There might be a faint glimmer of recognition for maybe one other person, but other than that, all 6 of you are awakening in an underground cave of some sort.